I'm giving away 5 Welkin Moons. All you need to do is like this video and leave a comment down below. I'll be picking the winners in 1 week. In today's video, we're going to talk about something we really didn't see coming, and possibly something that's never happened before. Lauma and Flins are both appearing in the same phase of version 6.0. It's definitely unexpected, and for free-to-play players who want both of these characters, it means having to pull more carefully this time. So let's break it all down and see if the source of this information is actually legit. If you're looking to save up to 35% on Genshin top-ups, check out ldshop.gg. Just choose your server and enter your UID. Link in the description. If you've been keeping up with leaks or have seen the rumored 6.0 banners, you probably know that it's been widely said for a while now that version 6.0 would feature Flins in the first phase and Lauma in the second phase. That's how it's been circulating ever since the 6.0 beta dropped. And even before that, big sources like HXG have repeated the same thing, which is why many players just assumed that was set in stone. However, according to recent leaks, things might be changing, and in a pretty surprising way. New information claims that both Flins and Lauma will actually be featured together in the first phase of version 6.0. This leak supposedly comes from a Chinese leaker I haven't personally heard of before, but the information was amplified and shared by some well-known names in the community, including Team Mew. So, what exactly is going on here? Which version of events should we believe? Well, the original separate phases information is actually quite old now. In fact, it was shared before the beta even started. That means it could have just been speculation from sources like HXG or it's possible that MiHoYo has decided to change up the banner schedule yet again. Either way, at this point, it's looking quite likely that the information about both characters appearing in the first phase is true. The reason I say that is because this leak is very recent, and it's being discussed by a lot of well-known sources in the community. The only major exception here is one very specific source, HomDG. And let's be honest, you already know who this person is. They're basically the GOAT of banner leaks, easily one of the most reliable and accurate sources in the entire Genshin scene. What's interesting is that HomDG hasn't actually confirmed which phase either character will appear in yet. If you look closely at their banner chart, you can even see a question mark next to the placements, which is basically their way of saying, we're not sure yet. And if they're not sure, that's a pretty big deal. It means there's still uncertainty. So the smartest thing we can do right now is simply wait for HomDG to either confirm or debunk this new claim. Now, speaking personally, I actually think this new leak, the one about both Lauma and Flins being in the same phase, might end up being true. Let's take a moment to see it from MiHoYo's perspective. Version 5.8 is already incredibly generous with Primo Gems, and version 6.0 will likely be even more rewarding, especially with the anniversary rewards factored in. That means a lot of players, especially free-to-play ones, are going to be sitting on a big pile of wishes. And if you're MiHoYo, you don't necessarily want everyone to easily get both of these highly anticipated characters. The more tempting move, from a business standpoint, would be to put them together in the same phase, forcing players to choose and spend more strategically. Of course, that's just my personal take on it. But given the timing of the leak, the number of credible sources talking about it, and how well it lines up with MiHoYo's usual banner strategies, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being exactly what we see in 6.0. So what do you think? Do you think both of these characters will be in the same phase? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications to stay updated. Until next time.